She ran into the restaurant breathless, drenched from the rain, her hands shaking as she clutched her small purse. Everyone turned to stare, but her eyes searched for only one man. The man who had been waiting for her for almost an hour, still sitting there, untouched coffee in hand, hope fading from his tired eyes. She had no idea that this night would change both their lives forever, and that the secret she carried would break his heart before it healed it. Headphones' soft emotional piano begins playing as the narrator's voice fades into Chapter 1. Ethan Cole wasn't used to waiting for anyone. As the CEO of one of New York's top architecture firms and a single father to a 7-year-old daughter, his life ran on tight schedules and hard deadlines. But tonight, he waited. The rain tapped gently on the glass windows of the rooftop restaurant as the clock ticked past 8:30. The reservation had been for 7:30. His sister, Anna, had insisted he give just one more blind date a chance. "You work too much, Ethan. You need someone who makes you smile again." But after 45 minutes alone, the only thing making him smile was the irony of it all. He sighed, taking one last sip of his coffee, ready to leave, when the restaurant doors flew open. She stepped in, soaked from head to toe, her hair clinging to her face. Yet even like this, she looked beautiful. Not in a perfect, magazine cover way, but in a fragile, human way that made something inside Ethan pause. I'm so sorry," she gasped, catching her breath as she reached his table. "There was an accident on the subway, and my phone died, and..." Ethan raised his hand gently. "It's okay. You're here now." Her name was Lena Hart, and from the first few minutes, Ethan could tell she wasn't like anyone else. She was nervous but genuine. When she laughed, she covered her mouth like she was afraid to take up space. And when she listened, she looked into his eyes, not at his watch, not at the fancy restaurant around them, just him. He found himself sharing things he hadn't told anyone since his wife's passing 3 years ago. How he struggled to be both a father and a leader. How his daughter, Mia, was his entire world. Lena listened quietly, her eyes soft. "She's lucky to have you," she said, and something in her tone made him wonder if she knew what it meant to be unlucky. Then her phone buzzed. She looked down, her face falling instantly. "I have to go," she said, her voice trembling slightly. "I'm so sorry, Is everything okay?" Ethan asked, concern in his eyes. She nodded too quickly. Yes, I just really have to go." And before he could say another word, she was gone. He sat there for a long time after that, staring at the empty chair across from him. He didn't know her story, but something about her felt unfinished, like a chapter that hadn't been written yet. 3 days passed before Ethan saw her again, by complete accident. He was visiting St. Jude's Hospital to donate for the new children's wing in honor of his late wife. As he walked past the pediatric ward, a soft, familiar voice made him stop. Lena was there wearing scrubs, her hair tied back, reading The Little Prince to a group of sick children. He stood frozen. She wasn't just someone who had been late to a date. She was a nurse. And the gentle way she smiled at each child made his chest ache. After she finished, he approached her quietly. "Lena?" Her eyes widened, surprise flashing across her face. "Ethan. I didn't expect to see you here." "I could say the same," he said softly. "You never mentioned you worked here." Her smile faltered. "I don't usually tell people right away." He noticed the exhaustion under her eyes, the kind that came from carrying more than one life's worth of pain. "You left suddenly the other night. Is everything okay?" Lena hesitated, then exhaled deeply. "That night, the little boy I take care of, he got worse. I had to rush back." "The boy you take care of?" She nodded. "My son. He's 7. He's been battling leukemia for almost 2 years now." The words hit Ethan like a wave. Her secret wasn't something shameful, it was heartbreaking. "That's why I was late. His fever had spiked before I left. I almost didn't come at all, but something told me I should." She looked down, tears threatening to fall. "I didn't want to scare you away with my life. Most men don't want all that pain." Ethan's heart softened. "Lena, pain doesn't scare me. Losing love does. For a moment, their eyes locked, two broken souls who understood loss in different ways. From that day forward, Ethan and Lena began seeing each other more often. He'd bring Mia to the hospital, and she'd bring laughter to both father and daughter. Over time, their lives intertwined slowly, naturally, beautifully. When her son, Noah, went into remission months later, Ethan was there holding her hand as she cried tears of relief. And one quiet evening, as the sunset painted the hospital windows gold, he turned to her and said softly, "I waited for you that night, Lena. And I'd wait again, for as long as it takes." She smiled through her tears. "Then I guess I was never really late. I was just finding my way to you." Montage of Lena, Ethan, and their kids playing together in a park. Soft piano music swells. Narrator's voice. Sometimes, the right people enter our lives when everything seems to be falling apart. Not to fix us, but to remind us that love can still bloom, even after the storm.